Well, in 2005, I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, and when she was 8 weeks old, I was sitting outside. It was May 12th, my birthday, and I was sitting outside, and the sun was beaming down on me, and I was freezing cold. I thought, this doesn't feel right. I felt like I had a fever, and I was diagnosed shortly after with flesh-eating disease, and I was fighting for my life.
She went for surgery, she came out, and by that time they said it was life-threatening. And then by the next morning, Elizabeth had gone septic, and the infection had got into her bloodstream, and they fought with her for quite a period of time to regain her consciousness. And so during that time, she lost oxygen, and because of that, deals with the lasting effects. And so things happened so fast that I can remember calling Pastor Dan and getting people to pray, but it was just like God was kind of steering the boat and telling me what to do. I didn't think a lot. There wasn't a lot of time to think. Of course, you felt the emotion, and there was lots of tears from everybody about what was going on. And there's I can't talk to her. She can't speak. She's not conscious. So a very hopeless feeling from that point of view. So over that first weekend, there was a lot of prayer. And so that happened, I think, on a Thursday. By the Sunday was the first time that she wiggled her toe. And so from that point, we started to see more things. And they weren't huge things. They were things like, if I would say something to her, interestingly, she would notice the difference between me and somebody else's voice. Her heart rate was more elevated when I talked to her. Now, whether that was anger or love, I don't know, but she knew that I was somebody different. So we had a lot of support from the Woodside family, from our family.
Well, I was in a drug-induced coma for 4 weeks, so I don't remember much until after that. And then after that, I was in the hospital for another 4 weeks in a regular room. And I feel like it didn't happen to me. It really wasn't me that this happened to. It feels surreal. My heart goes out to him, like I wonder what it was like for him, but it doesn't feel real. I was very flat. I would do whatever he told me to do. It was go for a walk. I would just get up and say, okay. Read your son a story. Everything was very methodical and very robotic. So I remember a light bulb going off after 3 years, and I just realized that I can chat with people. I can small talk with people. I can ask people how they're doing instead of them always asking me how I'm doing. So I remember the first day I walked into church, the song Amazing Grace was playing. And I cried. And then the next song was, I Will Never Be the Same Again. And I'm like, okay, God, I hear you. I know you're talking to me. So that was very emotional. It's very frustrating for me when I can't recognize people. Everything is blurry to me, very blurry. I wake up in the morning, it takes me a good hour before my eyes even adjust. I remember when the kids were little, it would be scary to take them anywhere because if they were their kids, they run off, right? And I'd be afraid that I wouldn't be able to find them, or I couldn't see them, or I would memorize what they were wearing, the color that they were wearing. And I still do that to this day. But the biggest problem for me is not recognizing people.
So in 2011, I guess it was, I had back pain, and I went to the doctor, and And through a series of tests, by November 2011, I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's B-cell follicular lymphoma. And still remember the doctor calling and saying, I've got good news and bad news. The bad news is you've got cancer. The good news is it's a slow growing variety. So to go through that in the aftermath of other things that we've experienced in our life, I wasn't at a point where I could handle that. So I knew the things that I have to do as a Christian for most of my life. I know the verses, I know the things that I'm supposed to do and trust God. But it was more of a head thing than a heart thing. So it's almost like I had to learn again to trust God in a new way. And so just to be real, like King David was very real in the Psalms, I've learned that I need to be real with my emotions rather than thinking I need to be more spiritual and I need to be involved in this, and this in church. I really just need to connect with Jesus and go on this journey with him. Our story is his story. So we went through chemo for 3 years, I guess. And physically I did very well, but emotionally was a different thing. And then by 2014, I was done chemo. And then by 2017, they told me that it's coming back. And then by 2019, I had to go again. I think over the years, we've just really learned to lean on prayer. My go-to might be to mull and to internalize. And Elizabeth might be more to, okay, I'm going to try and control this situation in the way that I know how. And so it's both controlling, but in different ways. And then in the end, we end up talking. So you'd think by now we've perfected this, but we haven't. And each experience is a new journey that we have to go through.